Howdy and welcome to Cereal at Midnight. My name is Heath, and in this episode, I'm so excited. We're talking about the brand new 4K restoration of Abbott and Costello and Jack and the Beanstalk. This has just arrived on Blu-ray from ClassicFlix. From a restoration crowdfunded by Abbott and Costello fans, by classic film fans. The restoration work itself was conducted by the 3D Film Archive. If you're familiar with Bob Furmanek and the work that his team does at the 3D Film Archive, you know the standards of excellence that are held for these releases. There has been extensive shot-by-shot, frame-by-frame, color correction, scratch removal, dirt removal. It has never looked this good before. Here's the thing we got to talk about when we speak about Jack and the Beanstalk. This is a movie, it's in the public domain, and there have been several studios or distributors who have taken a crack at restoring it, and I'm putting it in quotes because if you've seen them, you know, they don't look good. This is now the definitive presentation of Jack and the Beanstalk. I won't say that it looks like it was made yesterday, but I will say that it has never looked so good, and frankly, the quality of this restoration blows me away. Now, this is not a 4K disc. This is a Blu-ray, but it is the 4K remaster for this, the 4K restoration for this. It is stunning. I should also mention that this is the original theatrical release, the 1952 theatrical release, the sepia tone bookends, borrowing from The Wizard of Oz. This 1952 movie has sort of, their sepia tone, mostly a black and white, right? That's what we're talking about. Colorless bookends where, it's Abbott and Costello doing their shtick, and then the story, kind of like The Wizard of Oz, unfolds in sort of a dreamlike state, dream sequence sort of a thing, and that's when we go full color, and I'm telling you guys, it looks incredible. And it's the version that we were meant to see. In fact, it even says that this 1952, this new 4K scan and restoration of Lou Costello's approved 1952 theatrical release includes the original sepia-toned opening and closing footage, as well as the studio logos. So here's the front of this box, and here is the back. If you want to freeze frame that so you can read everything, please do. And I'll be reading some of that. I have things I want to say about this. Here's the disc. Here is the inner artwork on the art wrap. It's important when we talk about that it's the Lou Costello approved version, right? Because this here, we're going to talk about special features now. It's got an introduction by Chris Costello, the youngest daughter of Lou Costello. That runs about 1 minute and 12 seconds, and it's in HD. She's talking about where the story came from, that it's sort of credited to her, and asking for, it's this very interesting thing, how she's like, why am I not credited on this if it was partly my idea? And then how this is, this is the version that he intended for people to see. There's a commentary by Abbott and Costello expert Ron Palumbo, with recollections by Jack and the Beanstalk co-star David Stollery. Now buckle up, guys. This is where we're getting into the audio and video extras, and there are a lot of them. This is where it's incredible. Who's on First from December of 1940. That's in HD. Imperfect Spectrum, A Brief History of Cinecolor by Jack Theakston. This is fascinating to me. So Jack Theakston, the producer of this, one of the producers on the whole project, it's in HD. It runs 13 minutes, and it is a lengthy and very detailed history of the Cinecolor method, and how we would get into the different kinds of 2-strip color, 3-strip color. One of the things that I think is being lost to modern film audiences is the fact of how the old stuff was made. Some people don't even care. A lot of people these days, I think they just don't care. They just assume, well, some of it was black and white, some of it was in color. But when you learn how they had to achieve that color by, the cyans and the reds and layering these things and then trying to line them up. And that's why when you watch movies, sometimes it seems like things are kind of shaken out of control a little bit. It's like the image is just doing this a little bit. It's because they were lining up stacks of film. And it's a whole detailed process about basically how color was being integrated into film in the 40s and the 50s, who was using it, which is also very interesting, and how it got phased out and replaced by other things. Climbing the Scales, the music of Jack and the Beanstalk, is 9 minutes. That's Ray Fiola discussing the score for the film and the songs from it. There's some really famous songs here. I don't know that I can sing any of them without YouTube being like, that sounds like copyright. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if we could get away with that. Cutting Down the Beanstalk, that's 18 minutes and 30 seconds. That's Ron Palumbo. talking about cutting scenes from the movie. Again, we're talking about scenes that were like expensive scenes at a great cost. These scenes were filmed at a great cost, but they would cut it down because they wanted that finished project. What is the running time on this? It's pretty short, 78 minutes. And I gotta tell you, that's the right call. 78 minutes for Jack and the Beanstalk is the right call. But we have all this stuff about the deleted scenes and cutting these things down. Abbott and Costello Meet the Creature. That's a live TV appearance from February of 1954. And it's monster movie fans, Glenn Strange as Frankenstein's monster. That's great stuff right there. So for all the Abbott and Costello monster movie fans, like, and there are a lot of you. Abbott and Costello is one of the gateways to the monsters, right? That's I've discovered that through my coverage. Is a lot of people came to the Universal monsters through Abbott and Costello and those monster movies. Rudy Valley radio sketch. That's a 1945 radio sketch that runs about 6 minutes. There's a restoration demo on the disc that runs about 3 minutes. There's an image gallery that runs 7 minutes, and it's behind the scenes of the it's a behind the scenes photo gallery with 1952 children's recording. Publicity materials photo gallery. Check this out, you guys. This is the big one. Or for me, I don't know. You tell me what you think. Abbott and Costello trailer rarities. It is 18 Abbott and Costello movie trailers, including Jack and the Beanstalk, the one that we're talking about here. Fireman Save My Children is a 2-minute HD feature that is... it has two optional audio commentary tracks, one of them by Mike Ballou from the 3D Film Archive, or an association with the 3D Film Archive, and another one with Ron Palumbo. And then more trailers. There's a trailer for A Night in Casablanca, which is near and dear to me. Just tons and tons of stuff. I need to tell you guys that this is limited. This is a limited edition. I will tell you that Africa Screams was also limited. Usually when ClassicFlix gets these restorations that were crowdfunded, the discs themselves do tend to be limited, and I don't know why that is. We could ask you. Feel free to ask. Feel free to reach out to ClassicFlix and ask. But just know, this is not going to be around forever. If you're interested in this, this is the time to go ahead and pick it up. I do not like to sell things with FOMO, but it is just a fact. This will not be around forever. I imagine it's going to go pretty fast. So if you're interested, don't wait. Go ahead and pick it up. You can do that at ClassicFlix.com. I would not recommend ordering from Amazon. I would recommend Amazon. I've talked to so many independent creators and independent distributors. Amazon, and there's algorithms involved. There's I even want to say like power games, right? Like Amazon will change prices on things that people like. I have had several creators tell me they're charging a price I didn't even tell them to charge. It's way more than I told them to charge. I saw it with. It happens more than it should. So ClassicFlix.com is your best bet. And you know what? If you're watching this video when it goes up, there is currently a sale on MGM titles that are going out of print from ClassicFlix forever. Will they ever pop back up from anyone else? No one knows for sure, but they're going out of print from ClassicFlix on July 31st, 2022. So head over there, pick up the MGM titles that you're interested in, and grab Jack and the Beanstalk because it is excellent. Guys, thank you for watching this episode. I want to talk about Jack and the Beanstalk. I want to talk about Abbott and Costello. I want to talk about classic film being restored for future generations, for now and for future generations. We've never had it so good. How many times do I say this? We've never had it so good. We're living in the golden age of film fandom, film restoration. Let's enjoy it. Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. Guys, thank you so much. Take care. Until next time, I will catch you later.